This is an Evergreen Media Network studio production.
Close, I got a little info that I was taking it over the top with some words, so I'm going to be nice now. I'm not going to talk about people like I was talking about people. So they let us back. They gave us a shot, so we can't blow this. All right. So we got the guy in the corner, Cindy.
Vern's back. He's the only legitimate one.
He's the legitimate one. Illegitimate? What'd you say?
No, he is the only legitimate one.
Right.
Yes.
And then we got the goat. All right. And then we got this dude that is like driving around South Carolina.
Bus.
I think he's like the mobile reporter or something today. Oh, we got Nomi. Nomi's there.
Nomi's back.
Of course, we got the person behind the buttons that keeps the four of us in control.
Yeah,
we got Cindy. If we didn't have Cindy, we'd be in jail. Yeah, I think so.
I think I'm going to jail next.
So it's been a very interesting week, John. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on out there.
Oh my God, yes.
I know. Hold on, Harry. Can you hear us well?
I can hear you just fine, Kevin.
You better not be in the drive-thru. That's all I'm saying. That's really wrong if you're in the drive-thru.
Well, if he is, get us a sandwich.
You better fly down here and drop. At least he's not in the plane, Cindy.
Burrito for two.
He's not right. He's just not right. So, John, what's going on?
Right.
Tell me what's going on in the world. Give me some news.
Dude, this stupid lawsuit that's going on here with our boy Donald Trump.
Right.
They're trying to discredit him as much as possible. It is ridiculous. But here's what's even more ridiculous. Everybody that's got a pulse, that knows how these things work, know that in appeal, it's going to get turned over because it's clearly there is no victim in this case. None. Now, any of you that own property or have ever owned property, I'm sure. I mean, I only own property in New York, except for 2 seats in New Jersey, which we won't talk about. And my season tickets for the Jets.
Man.
Oh yeah.
How do you call it? How do you call it? When you buy a house, the bank has to do its due diligence.
Right.
They have to appraise. They have to appraise the house. I could tell you that my house is worth $3 million. They're going to come and they're going to look at it. They're going to do the comps of the area, and they're going to say, no, your house is only worth $1 million.
Right.
That's the way it works. In Trump's case, there's no victim. The bank loved the fact that he was a customer. He wasn't late. There is no victim in this case, but the judge, shady as he is, threw the book at him. It's ridiculous. Now,
where's this recourse from the judge?
Yeah, that's
where's the recourse? He just gets away with it. That's what's insane.
No. Well, he's another one who he's a little. If you ever lay eyes on this guy, he's shaky to begin with. I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him to feed my goldfish.
No,
he's freaky. So he was on an agenda to begin with. He was shutting down Trump's legal team. Things that are naturally happen within this kind of case was, he wouldn't let them do it. That's why, and they knew going in that this was going to happen, and they knew that everybody knows that in the appeal process, this should be overturned and thrown out like it never happened. Yeah. But here's the kicker that I just saw today. I don't understand where people are getting their information from, but they started a GoFundMe page to help Trump pay this bill. And it's already at almost $60,000.
He doesn't need to. He's selling these gold sneakers now, I heard. Yeah. He's got gold sneakers for sale.
Yes.
And Vern says they're sold out. Yeah. What are these sneakers? What's going on with this?
It's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I mean, they're really, really trying to make him look horrible.
Now, listen, I was watching.
Nothing's working.
watching the news last night, and I got kind of caught up on the sneakers. He's got like a whole merch thing he's selling. He's selling merchandise now. He should pay all his legal bills through the merchandise sales. And CNN made a big deal about it. They were sitting there going, look at this. This guy's got sneakers coming out and T-shirts coming out, and that money's going towards his legal fees, or the $440 million or whatever he's got to pay.
He said he had $400 million in cash.
Yeah, he's probably getting a bag.
Some friend of mine said he had it on his debit card.
I tell you, right?
Good for him.
Can you swipe the card, Your Honor? You know?
That's it. He also came out with.
Sold out. Good.
No, he also came out with playing cards of some sort a while back.
Trading cards.
He had like action cards, like little Trump baseball card looking things.
Yep.
He sold those out too.
I gotta tell you, the one thing that's awesome about him is, here's the verdict. Boom, you're guilty. You got $440 million. The guy there's not a drop of sweat coming from him. He's like, okay. That's like, hey, where do I pay it? Kind of thing. The guy doesn't get shaken. He's amazing. He really is amazing.
And I'll tell you what else is going on as far as I'll give you the man on the street in New York thing is going on. The governor, the witch of New York State. Yeah, well, here's the problem now. When this verdict came in, some businesses, I guess, said, you know what, we're out of here because we know he's innocent. Yeah. And he goes, if you could do it to him, you can do it to all of us.
Right.
Now, the governor, look, anybody who's, I'm too stupid to leave New York, okay, at this point. But the problem is the governor is now trying to do damage control. There's already people leaving the state, the city. They got to get as far away from this blue cesspool as possible. And how do you call it? She's doing damage control by trying to say, listen, you have business in New York. You have nothing to worry about. Trump was different. So she's literally saying that this was personal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know, it's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Do you know what Trump's sneaker line was called?
What?
Never Surrender. And it sold out within hours. And they're going on eBay. Some guy just paid 7,000 pounds, is probably equivalent to like $8,000, give or take, for these sneakers on in an auction.
Wow. And they're gold.
They're gold.
What is the? Yeah. I couldn't believe it. Now he didn't make them, right? It was somebody else. He didn't say, "Hey, let's make sneakers."
No, it's probably a joint venture. I don't know.
I mean, that's a little crazy. I wouldn't have done the gold, to tell you the truth.
Well, that's his color. That's motif.
Like Trump Tower.
Yeah.
You know,
the black and gold.
Like his gold
black
toilet.
And gold with a T.
There you go.
Yeah. But it's how much were they going for originally? $400.
$399. Yeah, $400.
That's a good price.
So now they're all sold out.
So they were sold out within hours. The line sold out within hours.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, they got to be on back order then.
Yeah, because that's probably a lot of crazy sneakers being made. He's got T-shirts. Hey, listen, the guy's a rock star in my eyes, so he should have merchandise. You know,
he's a
Harry,
businessman.
what is going on in South Carolina, man? What's happening over there?
What's going on?
Is it red or blue where you're at? You're in Charleston, right?
Charleston, yeah.
And listen, we got Harry on the road today.
I thought he was undercover. Don't say where he is.
Oh yeah, we're not saying. He's the roving reporter undercover today. He's sitting between a couple of trees, right? He's backed in by trees. What the hell are you doing, man?
I'm going to go check out Nikki Haley. She's going to be in town on the 23rd in Mount Pleasant.
Oh, that's right.
Really?
Listen, we'll ship you the reporter badge. Try and get the microphone going.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It'd be good for the show.
You should get there, throw the microphone in front of her face. You know, we're East Coast coverage, man. We don't mess around. We got Florida, South Carolina, New York, New Jersey. We got it all covered. We cover the East Coast.
She's another one. She's another one. Support hose Haley came out today and said, "Listen, I'm not backing out no matter what." Meanwhile, they got Trump over her at 28 points.
I don't understand why. I still can't understand why.
I don't either.
Because she's being paid to do it. Man.
And a couple of weeks ago, I said, Biden's going to be out in August, right? I did say that. Mm-hmm. And then this stupid thing he did when he talked in front of everybody. I'm sitting there. My wife's going, "You think he's going to bow out?" And I said, "You know what? I don't think so. Yeah. I think this guy thinks everything's all right, and he's going to stay put. And I'm telling you now, mark my word, he's going to stay in. I think he's going to run."
Well, he's got all the Biden supporters. People are still like, everything's good.
Everything, yeah. We have half this country is highly delusional. There's something wrong with half these people.
I don't get what.
I mean, you sit.
I don't think the Democrats have anybody else, like we talked about a while ago.
Yeah, but
they don't have anybody else to run.
They do.
Though.
They got people.
Yeah, they do.
So how delusional can it possibly be? I mean, AOC can do better than what he's doing right now. You know?
Yeah, but I don't think she has the clout to take Trump down. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
AOC, the horse-toothed jackass?
AOC would never beat Trump. It would be like, a debate with her. Are you kidding me?
The John Elway of Congress.
Seriously.
The left side, these are the same people that would vote for Biden, believe that men can get pregnant.
I know.
Cannot. I mean, you just simply can't win with these people.
I just actually saw something on.
Seriously, you just said that?
I just saw something online, and there was some type of guy questioning this woman, and he goes, "Can men get pregnant?" And she actually looked at him and she goes, "Yeah, they can. Trans men can get pregnant." And I'm like, "Wow, this is going good now."
We got to change the subject.
But this is this whole delusional thing that I'm talking about. It's like, how on earth? Listen, let's take the Republican, let's take the Democrat completely out of it. How can you sit there at home, look at the television, watch this guy speak, look what's happening around in the United States, and say everything's okay? He's doing a great job.
Well,
because they rely on Facebook news. That's why they rely on Facebook news. They Google everything. And I had the same conversation with somebody. And they said, "Oh, but look what he's done. He's done so much for the country already. You wouldn't believe it. He's created so many more jobs. And he gave so much money to the auto workers in Michigan." And going, when was this? Hadn't we been doing that already? And weren't they just on strike for more?
Look at New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just take New York City. New York City is absolutely destroyed right now.
Totally.
You've taken high-end hotels and stuck all these immigrants in there. Listen, everybody wants to come to America. When I was in the service, I've been all over the world.
Right.
And everywhere I went, no matter where I went, everybody wanted to speak to me because I was from America. Everybody wants to come here, either live here or vacation here many times. They just love it, okay? Because we have something they don't. Even I'm talking like whatever, like Italy or Spain or something like that, where everything's kind of cool. They still love Americans. They still love what we have. I remember when I was in Saudi Arabia, this is when it wasn't open up. And the first McDonald's opened up over there. They want what we have. But we're sitting here I'm looking at New York right now going like, how can you think that you can let in all these people across our border and invade New York? New York is 3 miles wide by 12. 3 by 12, right, John? Right?
Manhattan.
Right.
Yes.
And you're taking these people. And then you're going to sit there as a mayor and say, you know what, people? Let's be nice and let's open up our houses to them. What? You got MS-13 coming across. You got these Venezuelans coming. MS-13 is recruiting people now coming across the border. And this is absolutely insane.
There was an article I saw today. There is a apparently fancy hotel in Manhattan called The Row, ROWE, 1,300 and something rooms in this hotel, completely rented out for the migrants.
Yeah.
And they got a revenue. I think they're getting. It worked out to millions per month, and they got a contract.
The hotel.
They're stupid to try and rent a hotel room to anybody else.
Right.
It's a money train for them.
There was a reporter that stood outside that hotel. I saw this yesterday, and there was 3 Spanish ladies that came out. They're very, very nice people, right? And he was asking them, so what do you have to pay anything? No. Do they give you food? Yes, we get 3 meals a day. Okay. They pay for their clothing. They give them clothing. They give them cell phones. They give them tablets. They give them Visa gift cards. And I'm sitting there going like, what? I mean, we have homeless veterans laying in the street, laying on subway grates to try and get warm. And you're going to take people and you're going to stick them in there over the people who are
illegal
people over the Americans, especially veteran. It gets me fired up, man. And it's disgusting what's happening. You know, and look at Harlem. There was a big thing in Harlem. They're taking some of those abandoned buildings and fixing them up real quick and sticking these people in there. And Harlem's starting to get up in arms saying, oh, hold on a second. We've got people that are living on the streets in Harlem because they couldn't afford to pay rent.
Right,
but you're sticking these people in there for nothing after that landlord or that person who owned that building threw all these people out on the street.
That my wife sent me a video today, and it was a woman of color venting, and she said, "You're giving these illegal immigrants $3,000 a month, a place to live, room and board, feeding them, and giving them $3,000 cash spending money every month." I looked at my wife. My in-laws moved back to Europe. Okay, because they couldn't afford to live here any longer. And I looked at my wife. I said, if they gave your parents this money, they could live the rest of their lives here comfortably.
Right.
And I told them they should fly into Mexico and walk across the border and claim to be illegal and get all the freebies.
Right. That's what's happening. I mean, and it's not Latinos. You know, it's everybody's coming across. Everybody. You've got Africans coming across. You've got Venezuelans coming across. You've got Chinese coming across in numbers. So in 2021, there were four Chinese immigrants that came across the border. 4. Now there are what? Thousands a day? A day.
Nationals, transnational.
Come on, man. I mean,
here's my hope. Here's my hope to this whole situation. And listen, and like you said, Kev, I don't blame anybody for wanting to come here. Okay, but don't come here to milk the system because we're paying for them.
Right.
Okay, but here's my hope. And this video I saw today that my wife shared with me, and other videos that I've seen in the past, the poor, we'll say uninformed Democrats, for lack of better words, are getting an eye opener now. Because the same people they've been voting for that kept making them promises that they didn't keep are now taking taxpayer dollars and rolling the red carpets for illegals. So I hope that the message gets through to these people. This is because of who you voted for.
Right.
So hopefully we turn these lifetime ignorant Democrats, and I don't mean that as an insult, to the red side to get more votes for our guy, because they can't be happy. They aren't happy with what they're seeing.
Right.
So,
and that's the delusional part that I'm saying. It's like you can't sit there and tell me it's okay. You can't. You know, you might be doing it because you might work for a network that insists that you say that, you know, or you're working for an administration that insists that you say that, you know, but as an American, a normal Joe, normal Jane, that's sitting there in their house trying to figure out how do I pay the electric bill? How do I buy food for my kids? You can't sit there and say everything's okay because you want to be a Democrat. You know what I mean? And that's where, like, let's talk about Kennedy that's running. Let me tell you something. Stick that guy above anybody and let him go with Trump. You know, at least give the effort. Let that vote for him or something. But you can't vote for this administration and thinks everything's fine.
You know what? We had the conversation on the last show last week about him, and then I asked a couple of people, and they said the own Kennedy family is not behind him because of different politics and stuff. So I don't know what the real story with some of his stuff is.
And you're
either.
not hearing, hearing anything about him.
No, I really don't know. It wasn't all good coverage what I heard about him.
Yeah, and the Democrats got people, and I'm trying to boost up the Democrats right now, which I shouldn't be doing, but we just got to stop. This guy cannot go for another 4 years. The country, everybody out there, you've got to band together. You know that Trump is the right guy for this. You know this in your heart. You know, take away the stuff that the Twitter stuff and all that. Just look at the numbers, look at the paper, and see what this man has done for this country when he was in office. You can't deny the facts.
A lot of people can't get past his arrogance and his kind of
Right.
New York stuff like that, and I get that. And if you come from the Midwest or whatever, you're not used to that. So
Right.
I get that. And the one thing that people do say about Biden is that he is, like Jimmy Carter was, he's just, a really
nice guy.
decent person, a nice guy and stuff like that. What Trump every time comes across as not being that nice guy. I mean, you have to say that. But you have to look at the data.
And I think it comes down to that you got a lifelong politician that knows how to play the game,
Well, that too.
speak,
Yeah.
talk the talk,
Yeah.
and then now you got this aggressive businessman
That's-
that came into office,
Right.
and he didn't get that rich by being that really nice guy, you know. And it was a time when Trump, a lot of people don't know this because they don't know the history of New York or they don't know the history of Donald Trump. Donald Trump was fighting years ago to keep the Chinese out of New York. The Chinese were trying to buy everything.
No, he was totally.
And he was
Yeah.
fighting
He was.
tooth and nail. I mean, they were buying airspace, so you can't build a building higher. So, I mean, the guy fought. There are other people that were doing it too, but he was the guy that really, really pushed the issue back in the 80s and the 90s. So now the guy's running for office, and he comes in like a bull, like in a China shop,
Yeah, he does.
and he's trying to clean the swamp, and he did. People don't like that because, hey, if you're a lifelong politician and you're sitting on your butt and you're making millions and millions of dollars because you've been there for 20, 30 years, they don't want nobody to just disrupt that.
Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi, the
Yeah.
millions that they've made on public service dollars.
The numbers just don't add up.
And the wild thing about it is they keep getting reelected.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I tell
Yeah.
people all the time when I get into a debate with them? Like, were you in a coma for 4 years
Yeah.
while Trump was in office? I'm like,
Right.
we were all doing great. The country was
Yes.
humming. The rest of the planet feared us because
Right.
now we weren't being anybody's lackey any longer.
And it was a good
I don't get it.
fear.
Right.
People say that while the rest of the world, they fear the United States. Listen, the word superpower is there for a reason. Okay, somebody's got to be the big guy to keep everybody in order. We were it. Okay, none of this stuff that's happening now happened under his watch. Okay, this guy walked across into North Korea. When's the last time that ever happened?
Right.
You know what I mean?
The
And they
only
welcomed
time it
him.
happened.
And they welcomed him with open arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I get into debates with social media about funding Ukraine, and I
Right.
just
No,
keep
Putin.
writing, not one more dime to Ukraine. And I get
Right.
accused of being a Putin lover. I said, no, I'm not a Putin lover. I'm an American, and I want my
Right.
tax dollars to help Americans.
right.
Yeah.
I could care less
Agreed.
what's going on the other side of the planet.
We're going to keep throwing money towards Ukraine, right? While we're depleting our own military surplus.
Right.
Do you know how many years it's going to take to get back to that level?
It's a double hit. We're losing the money, and then we have to buy the ammunition,
Right.
and it takes time for them to replenish it. Absolutely.
And now you're sitting
Yeah.
there looking at these other powers that are out there, China, Russia. Russia is trying to put nukes into space now. That's their thing. They want to get up into the air with nukes. Come on, man. I mean, yeah, the administration is going, you can't do that, but they won't do anything about it because they haven't done anything about anything else that everybody's doing, And Trump says it. He goes, listen, he goes, when I get in office, he goes, in 2 days, this Ukraine war is over. It's over.
Yep.
He'll get Putin in line. He'll get this one in line. It's just a little bit too crazy that's out there right now.
The Democrats have never let a good crisis/tragedy go to waste. Look what they're doing. One of the CNN reporter said to Biden today, the GOP House to blame for Alexei Navalny's death. They have blood on their hands. And why? Because they want to put pressure to utilize that death to get the Ukraine package passed.
Push through.
More
Yeah,
money.
push through.
And where's all the money coming from? That's what
I'm saying. What do you
where's
want
it
to do?
coming
Your pocket,
from?
my pocket.
We
Yeah.
just keep printing it.
I think that's
keep printing it.
it,
Yeah,
Harry.
very
They just
hard.
keep printing it and say, here you go.
Yeah, that's
Take it,
all we
take it.
do.
And
And
I can't afford to buy toilet paper.
Right. I knew I smelled something in there, Cindy.
Oh, Vern,
knew
that's
it.
why we got it in the corner.
Steal it from Kevin's house.
Yeah, Vern walked in here with one of them Christmas trees on his neck. The deodorant Christmas trees. That's what it was. Yeah.
The Pine Tree air freshener.
Wow.
He's so poor. That's his cologne. 99 cents.
But he
tells
is
me-
a snazzy dresser.
He's look at him. Look at him.
Yes, isn't that?
That's
What
it.
what did Harry say? He looked like Evil Knievel today when he walked through the door.
Evil Knievel.
I'm telling you, he left his crash helmet outside.
He did.
You know.
Is that the bobsled team jacket from the Olympics?
It is. The 72.
T-shirt. What can I
It's a
say?
That's
USA.
it. He trains the Jamaican bobsled
He
team.
does. We love it. We love him.
All right, listen, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in a couple minutes to talk some more smack, all right? We'll see you guys in a little bit.